Today I would like to follow up my previous video about how I stopped performing life and instead start living from the place of ease and comfort. And I want to go deeper today into what it means to be nobody. When you stop performing, that is basically what happens. That you don't fit into anybody's expectations. When you become nobody, basically means that you become uncategorizable. You don't identify yourself with what you do, what you wear, with your position as a parent, or the country that you live in. Instead, you simply see yourself as a human being, a whole, worthy human being, that no matter what happens, you are whole, you're complete, you're worthy. Maybe this sounds too far-fetched for some of you, but in all honesty, that is how I felt when I have given up performing, when I have given up trying to maintain the version of myself that others would find impressive. Because when you want to become somebody, you want to impress other people. That's basically why you want to become somebody. You want to give an impression. You want to be categorized as somebody. You want to fit into a certain category of people. But when you stop being somebody and decide to be nobody, then the need for impression stops. Need for approval stops. You no longer care if somebody acknowledges your efforts or not, if somebody sees your success or not, if somebody puts you in a certain category or not. There's something interesting about this becoming somebody. If I dig a little deeper, then I can see that the need for becoming somebody comes from the need of belonging. You want to belong to a group of people, belong to a category. It's like you want to live in a house. You want to rent a room in a big house because you want to belong with the people who lives in this house, because you're too afraid of having your own place. I'm not saying that there is something wrong with that in real life, but I'm just using this as an analogy, okay? In no way I'm offending anybody who lives in a collective environment. So when you want to belong by becoming someone, there's a huge price to pay. And that is that you will never be able to be yourself, because you will have to constantly struggle and strive to fit into other people's expectations, to fit into other people's routines. If we keep using the example of living in that big house, sharing the kitchen, sharing the bathroom with strangers, of course you would have your little corner, your room. But then in order to live in that house, like a colony house, you will have to adapt to other people's routines. You will have to restrain yourself in so many ways. And that's exactly what happens when you want to become somebody. When you want to belong to a category, then that category, belonging to that category, comes with a description. things that you need to do, things that you need to achieve, things that you need to maintain. And what happens one day, you wake up and realize that you no longer enjoy that life. Then you will be still pressured to maintain that facade. That's exactly what happened to me. I had to pressure myself to maintain that facade, and one day I just couldn't pretend anymore. Because my body was screaming. I was experiencing burnout. And that was a price that I paid. You know, the rent for the room in that colony house. And so what I learned is that in order to stop becoming someone, in order to stop trying to impress other people, to live up to their expectations of me, I have to first find a belonging within myself, because all of these problems comes from the need to belonging somewhere, the need to belonging to a group of people. And I've realized also that the need of belonging comes from a place of not feeling safe within yourself. So you seek safety outside of yourself. And then I become aware of the fact that I've never really felt safe with myself. I didn't really believe in myself. I didn't trust my own intuition. And that is all the signs of not feeling safe within yourself, because when you don't feel within yourself, you don't trust the voice, you don't trust the intuition, you don't trust your heart. You always want to somebody out there to affirm to you, to reassure you that you're safe. And in order to get that, you want to become somebody that they want to have in their life. And for that, you have to sacrifice part of yourself to get that so-called safety. But then, in all honesty, the safety that we think we receive out there is not real safety. Because we will be in constant anxiety that what if that person leaves you? What if that situation falls apart? So you will never actually safe. So the key to this situation is to find belonging within yourself. Find that safety within yourself, because that safety is the one that lasts forever. I tried to build a home in this country where I don't have any family. I first thought that it is so important to have a home, and I often missed my home back in China. I missed my family. I felt so much fear because I didn't feel like I belonged here in Norway. And then over time I understood that home is not a physical place. Because when we think of home, home is a place that where you feel safe, where you feel protected. And so in order to build that place, you have to first build safety. And in all honesty, even though I now have a better relationship with my family, my home was safe, but I grew out of it. You know, I'm a different person now. And so it's no longer something that I crave, you know, going back home and be with my family. Of course I miss them. Of course I will go in the first opportunity that presents itself. But not in a way that I would seek a home with my parents. You know, I don't do that anymore, because I've finally developed a sense of safety within myself that home no longer is a physical place for me. I can move from this place and yet still feel like I'm home in a different place, because now I understand that for as long as I believe in my ability to protect myself, to take care of myself, to solve the problems in my life, to give myself that little bit of sense of, you know, certainty and security, and to believe in my own ability to survive in this life, no matter what happens, I am home. And thanks to all the struggles that I've faced in my life, I've finally developed the ability to see myself as a good problem solver. Even though right now I am in so much physical pain and I'm tired, I'm struggling, but I no longer see myself as a victim of the situation, because now I have developed a ability to see myself as a resourceful person. And I think that is the most important thing in our healing journey. To take ourselves out of that victim mentality and to be able to see ourselves as good problem solvers. So yeah, that is what I wanted to share with you today. And thank you for sitting with me and listening to me. And I'll hope to see you soon again. Bye bye.